What's up, everybody? Welcome to Red and the Braid. I'm Red.
I'm the Braid.
Welcome back to Sakura Angels.
Sakura Angels, woo!
So I was just telling Maddie, I asked her if I ever told her the story about when we took Yvonne to, like, the first party ever. I'm pretty sure that I don't think it was the first she's ever gone to, but, like, we took her to, like, a band party, basically, with me and my other old roommate, Sam. And, like, I just thought it was funny because, like, we got there, and they didn't have, like, jungle juice or anything there. It was kind of BYOB, and we didn't really have much. But it was my first year in drumline, so people that were there were, like, they're like, here, you can have some of mine, or whatever.
They took you under their wing.
Yeah, basically. But they obviously were not doing that for Sam and Yvonne, and so they ended up finding, like, this really big fifth of Fireball and stealing it. And they like to tell me now that they're like, no, he gave us approval, but I remember them coming up to me saying, like, look at this giant thing of Fireball we just found upstairs. We don't know whose it is, but we're drinking it. So I would consider that, like, because then this guy was, like, getting all mad and was like, where's my Fireball? Someone drink a bunch of it. So I would say he probably didn't give him permission. But so they just started pounding this freaking Fireball.
Mm-hmm. And
then I had some of it, too. And Yvonne gets... Well, we all get pretty drunk, but Yvonne, like, they have, like, a trap door at this house on the floor, and she likes to do things she really shouldn't do.
Oh, jeez.
And I think you know this.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, she kept trying to open this fucking trap door on the ground, and they're like, dude, don't do it. It's literally a straight drop down. It's not, like, there's a reason there's a door on it. It's like, we don't want people to open it. Well, she keeps trying to open it, and she tries to open it at one point, and she literally just falls over.
Oh, God.
She falls over, and then eventually they open it for her, so she'll see in there and stop opening it. So then she finally does. Well, this was before, like, I don't really like Fireball that much. And I didn't, at the time I didn't mind it, because I was also kind of drunk at the time, so. But I had too much, basically, and I got back, and I got sick. And she was, like, kind of freaking out. She's like, oh my god, like, are you okay? Like, should we call the hospital or something? I'm like, dude, I'm literally just puking. Just leave me alone and let me puke into this fucking trash can and let me sleep on the floor and I'll be fine. She's, like, so concerned because she's, like, never been to, like, a party like that. I don't think she's ever seen anybody get sick like that. So she's like, oh my god, do I need to call the hospital? I'm like, I'm not getting mipped because of you, dude. Leave me alone. I will puke into this bucket and you will deal with it.
Get your mip away!
No, they don't mip you for stuff like that, but if you're, like, medically... Oh, there's a gnat. Go away.
Did you hear about Oregon?
No.
They decriminalized heroin. They
What?
decriminalized Molly, so MDMA.
For recreational or for medical?
They just decriminalized it in general.
I'll have to look into that because I would find it hard... Well, because
I
don't think you can...
Right now.
I'm not sure that they can legally
I mean, because
decriminalize heroin because that's a federally regulated drug.
I think they did, though.
Well, they can, but it's not going to last very long if they did.
Where did I find it? Your EDM, probably.
Because I don't... Well, I have heard about drugs like Molly because they're trying to use it in therapeutic services right now. They're trying to use it in PTSD veterans.
With ketamine, though.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're using it in a controlled environment, so they're not just, like, prescribing it like you would with, like, antidepressants or something. They have to come to therapy for PTSD, and what they do is they give them, if I remember correctly, they give them, like, this drug, Molly or whatever it is, right before the therapy session, so when they're talking about, like, these situations that were typically giving them the PTSD and giving them stress and anxiety, they're now associating it with, like, the feel-good of Molly, so it gives them a better feeling, and it's
true, because
it's, like, structurally changing, like, the way they're thinking about it.
The way that Molly chemically works is that it, like, the endorphins in your brain, like, pump into freaking overdrive.
Yeah, I mean, that's how most drugs are, but
and
they're not using it in such high doses where they're, like, getting really super high.
Yeah, and it gives them, like, a euphoric sensation.
It's enough to give them the euphoric sense, and it's, like, obviously not, like, they're not buying Molly off the street. They're, like, making a medically usable type, so it's not like they don't have to worry about all the other shit that gets put into it.
There's something
I was not paying attention.
Heck yeah,
just
eat the food.
After she worked so hard to create.
Heck yeah.
Whatever this is. It's probably horrible, but, like, you gotta be nice.
That's true. Let me take a look.
Substance of poke. Oh, that's creepy. It crumbles into a fine powder at the slightest touch. Sounds wonderful. This is like when my cousins used to try to cook. No offense. I loved her, but dang. She's not a good cook. One of my favorite cooking stories of hers, we used to have to cook, like, once or twice a week. Like, we'd alternate or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she usually just would make, like, hot dogs and macaroni. And even then, her boyfriend at the time would just make it, typically, and she would just, like, watch. Mm-hmm. But she was trying to make, like, gravy at one point. And usually we actually make gravy from, like, the fat and the oil and the juice we get from the actual meat that we cook. But we had some powder just in case, like, we didn't have enough. So she ended up making, like, the powdered gravy. And she doesn't like to... The problem is she doesn't really read the instructions all the way through. And she's gotten a lot better about it. But at the time, she was just, like... She didn't read it all, and it wasn't thickening at all. And she didn't understand why. And then she looked again and was like, oh, I didn't put enough in. So she poured more in there. But you can't put powder... You can't put the powdered gravy in later on. It doesn't work. And so it was just, like, brown chunks, like, floating around because they wouldn't blend into the freaking... Oh yeah, so no gravy for us that night because I was not willing to I was not willing to taste it.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I made great food. Whenever her, like, I think the night before when her and her boyfriend made hot dogs and macaroni, the next day I made pot roast and mashed potatoes and gravy, and he's like, dude, this completely crushes our hot dogs and macaroni. This is so much better. And I was like, well, sucks. You literally just put a pot roast in a crock pot and you leave it there for like 8 hours. That's all you do. Put some stuff with it. You're good to go. You find that article yet?
Yep, I just found it actually.
Entire plate of this stuff left.
It passed the House 33 to 26 and 18 to 11 in the Senate.
That's really weird.
The 6 drugs are methadone, oxycodone, heroin.
Why would those...
MDMA, cocaine, and methamphetamines.
Yeah, but is it being for recreational use? That's what I'm asking.
I'm looking. Let me take a look. That would not only reduce sentences for minor drug charges, but also defelonize at least 6 drugs. Criminalize at least 6 drugs as long as the person doesn't have any prior felonies or more than 2 prior drug convictions.
I don't think this quite means what you thought of that. It doesn't sound like it.
No, it's still an offense, but it's a lot less. It's
you made it.
Weed is decriminalized in Flint.
Yeah, but you made it sound like they just decriminalized all drugs and could use any of them recreationally whenever they wanted.
I'm pretty sure you can.
No, you can't.
It makes it a lot easier to get it. And that makes
it just makes the sentencing lower.
Stuff too. I do think that decriminalizing it is a good idea.
When you're getting in... Marijuana is a completely different story than heroin and meth. Those things should not be decriminalized.
I don't think those should be decriminalized, but I'm talking like...
I'm not saying the sentencing should be as high as it is.
Cocaine and MDMA, I think those should definitely
Cocaine
be
shouldn't be either. The problem with cocaine is you have such sentencing disparities between the African-American community and the white community.
Is this on my freaking leg? Is this a mole?
Yeah, it is, and you're picking at it. Leave it alone.
It's new.
Just leave it. It's probably from, like, the sun or something.
Is it cancer?
It's not cancer.
I've never seen it.
Just leave it be.
Just so curious.
Oh, look, they're finally back in school.
It's not a mole. I popped it.
Oh, that's gross.
Yay!
Awesome.
We're finally back at school.
After, like... Oh, that's not...
Don't watch. It must have been the scab.
Ugh.
Okay, that's okay with me.
It only took them like 10 years to get to school, but whatever. We're here now. What's up? Yes. Dude, I wouldn't be complaining if these girls were so close to me. They're pretty.
Word.
I think I'll be fine in school. No, because isn't that new girl there,
too? Yeah, that
new
girl, sketchy girl. Let's not do it.
They'll probably fight better as a team. Leave them be. Just let them do their jobs.
Let them do whatever the fuck they want, Kenta.
This guy just complains constantly. Both her arms together, tossing her head to the side. Fine. Whatever. Just let him die. Jeez, this is ridiculous. It's not worth it.
That's true.
Oh, we're getting that one-on-one action now. Did I I
don't know. She stormed off. I don't know if you upset her. No, I shouldn't have done that.
No, you shouldn't have. It probably was a mole and you just ripped it off. She's always like this. Great. She,
If she has to leave you, secret love.
Heck. What the heckity?
What the heck?
Oh my gosh, I have to sneeze.
If I had it my heckin' way, we wouldn't even let you go to heckin' school.
I don't think she realized how scary that sounded.
How heckin' scary that sounded.
How heckin' scary.
You're heckin' right, though.
What the heck? I can't believe they used heck in here.
Heck yeah, they did.
They literally swear in this game. Why did they use heck instead of like...
Because heck is the new thing, man.
It's what the cool kids say.
Heck yeah.
We have been suffocating you a bit too much.
Yeah, Sayaka, jeez.
God, go away.
But, like, don't...
Please, but also, like, please don't leave. No. I let out a sigh. This guy just likes to complain about something.
I genuinely feel like he just has to complain about something all the time.
He does. I like how they have all these papers in the background. Like, I hope they're, like, assignments and it shows everybody's grades so they can just shame each other. Like, wow, you got an F. Good job.
I actually do think that that's how they do it.
I wouldn't be surprised because they're extremely competitive.
I read it when I was reading Nisekoi. They were doing their midterms, and they posted the grades in front of the school, and the girl got second in her class, and her mom was mad at her for getting second in her class. I was like, dude, that's second in her entire
That's because it's Japan, and that's how they are. They're like that with work, too. But we had to look at Japan a lot in my cross-cultural psychology class.
But she's Japanese-American.
But she's living in Japan.
But she has an American family.
That's okay. They're still living in the Japanese culture, which is very different. Yeah, and they're adapting to their culture in Japan, which means they're gonna be competitive like that.
Bitch. You don't know, Kelsey.
They put a lot of emphasis on honor and honor of the family and upholding reputation.
Is a terrible human being.
That's a bit extreme.
She was actually, like, she would forget her daughter's birthday.
Oh.
I
forget my own birthday, honestly.
She would not let her call her mom for some reason.
Don't you have to call her, like, Mrs. blah blah blah?
Yeah, she had to call her by her name.
Oh my god, I don't think Yvonne's ever told you. She said if she ever gets married and decides to have kids, because she doesn't know, like, if she will or not, she said she's just going to have her kid legitimately call her Dr. Mom.
That's beautiful.
So she doesn't have to so the kid doesn't have to call both of them Mom.
Oh my god.
So, like, that way she could just identify, and I want to be called Dr. Mom, so everybody's winning in this situation.
I feel like after yesterday, I'm more of a dad.
Yeah, probably.
Yesterday I was on my lawnmower at my house with a bucket hat on over my face, and my shirt was off, and I was just laying back. And
yeah, you sent me a picture of the lawnmower. It was like, nice.
So I feel like
you are a dad, because my dad mows the lawn.
I know. I feel like that's my calling.
Oh shit, we're like way over on time.
We always do this.
That's okay. I hope everybody's enjoying our talking while also reading
this stuff, because
subpar
Kelsey's
story.
A slow clicker.
Fine. Is that better? I hope nobody was trying to read that. If you want to, just try to pause it perfectly, go frame by frame until you find it.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think
okay, cool. She marches off. That's our time.
Yep. Yeah. Hey guys, like, do the thingy with the likes, and then do the thingy with the subscribing, and then, like, tell us that we shouldn't play this game.
Yeah, just comment. If you want us to play it, we'll keep playing it. If you want to see
If you want us to play it, tell me no. Tell me you don't want me to play it, and I will not play it, because I don't.
Just tell us what you're thinking.
I don't wanna. Thanks for watching. We are Reddish Orange
I
and the
hate
Braid.
that you're doing that. Shut up.
And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.